honky, I'll tell you.
That was a pretty good shot. There wasn't anything wrong with it. Wasn't.
What happens when a fugitive robber hides as a country preacher and meets a young drifter who steals cars for fun? Sometimes the road picks your partner for you, and the past refuses to let go. The movie begins inside a small country church. A man calls himself a preacher and speaks of peace, forgiveness, and imperfect people. He tells his flock no one sees the whole picture, urging them to be gentle, the way the wolf might dwell with the lamb. Nearby, a young man named Lightfoot walks onto a used car lot and admires a nearly new car with low mileage. The salesman doubts he can handle it. Lightfoot claims he has a wooden leg. The salesman is unsure whether to believe him, but Lightfoot jumps in and drives off, leaving the salesman shouting. The preacher finishes his sermon and steps outside. Lightfoot picks up the preacher, who spots a figure in the wheat field, someone from his past. With friends like that, he says, you do not need enemies. They drive south. The preacher notices Lightfoot's talent behind the wheel and suggests he could drive for a living. They trade names. Lightfoot spots the preacher's wounded arm and gives him a belt to bind it.
Lightfoot. Nope, just American.
High in the mountains, the cold bites hard. Lightfoot helps the preacher, and they press on together. Lightfoot figures it out. This man is no preacher. Something darker follows him. Lightfoot admits he stole the car minutes before they met. Neither man is what he seems. Lightfoot asks if the preacher likes spending money regardless of where it comes from. A bond forms between two drifters outside the rules. They stop at a gas station. A nervous man named Arnold talks strangely. They take his entire car, not just its plates. Inside, they find a stash of goods. Lightfoot thinks they make a good team. The preacher is not so sure. Lightfoot says he will get out here. The preacher offers a watch. Lightfoot refuses. He does not want the watch. He wants friendship. The preacher calls him 10 years too late. One lost soul. They part ways, but the road is not finished with them yet. They cross paths again, as if the highway keeps pulling them together. Fate has its own plan for these two. Lightfoot spots a young woman walking and tells her to get in. She is furious, but climbs inside anyway. She is Melody. She thinks Lightfoot is a strange name. He thinks the same about hers. They bicker like old friends already. At the motel, Lightfoot brings two women. Gloria is the preacher's companion for the evening, and Melody is his. Gloria notices the preacher's old scars. He says they are from the Marines, a war she has only heard about. The night goes poorly. Gloria demands a ride home before dawn. When the preacher refuses, she steps outside and starts shouting.
Sure you will. That would be stupid.
The preacher returns to the room with tired eyes. Red-haired women, he says, are bad luck. A hearse rolls past in the morning. Lightfoot recognizes it. The same car from the night before. The men from Thunderbolt's past have found them again. At a diner, Thunderbolt recites a poem instead of grace. Lightfoot grins and tells him to stick around with him. A man can live forever.
Very loose. In toast, coffee, and American.
Yes.
American friends.
The hearse returns. Shots ring out as the chase begins, but the pursuers cannot land a hit. Thunderbolt swerves over a ridge. The pursuers lose them, but the car pays the price. Stranded in Hell's Canyon, Thunderbolt tells Lightfoot to get far away, but Lightfoot refuses. In for a penny, in for a pound. Lightfoot shares his past, boarding school, a train jump in New Orleans, and never stopping since. He is young, restless, and unattached to anyone. They hitch a ride upriver, completely broke. So Lightfoot asks the question that changes everything. Is there a good way to beat a bank? Thunderbolt laughs and dreams of a white Cadillac. They flag down a man hauling rabbits and a raccoon in the backseat. During the smelly ride, Thunderbolt describes bank vaults in detail. Steel, bolts, electric eyes, tear gas. The truth finally clicks for Lightfoot. This man is the Thunderbolt, the robber who hit the Montana armored vault with a cannon. Preaching was just a hideout. He admits he almost forgot about the money. The $500,000 from that robbery was hidden in a schoolhouse in Warsaw, Montana, behind the blackboard. But the mastermind, Billy Lamb, died before anyone collected.
Thunderbolt. Doesn't it?
Hey, you're forgetting I'm a hell of a lot older than you are, kid.
Grass from a hole in the ground.
I won't fault you there.
Leave a penny in.
Thunderbolt names his pursuers. Red Leary, a war hero turned criminal, believes Thunderbolt set him up. Eddie Goody is his driver. Dunlop handled electronics. Thunderbolt never told Red where the money was, knowing Red would go straight for it. Red went to prison on another charge, so Thunderbolt hid as a preacher, far from everything. They drive to Warsaw, but the schoolhouse is gone. A new building stands in its place. Progress, Thunderbolt says flatly. The money has vanished. They give away their last few dollars and stand in the rain, defeated. But the past is not finished with them. Red and Goody appear with guns drawn. The chase has ended. The reckoning is about to begin. Red has hunted Thunderbolt for 2 years. He wants payback, and he has them cornered. Red makes his intentions plain. Lightfoot tries humor to ease the tension, but Red is not amused. The bad blood runs deep. Red nearly harms Lightfoot. Thunderbolt steps in and shuts it down. Talk business, not games. Thunderbolt drops a bombshell. The money was never recovered. The news, the radio, the papers, they all lied. $500,000 is still out there. It was hidden in the schoolhouse wall behind the blackboard. When Lamb died, Thunderbolt never went back for it. But the schoolhouse is gone. A new school stands where the old one was. Red can hardly believe the story. Thunderbolt swears it is true. $500,000 does not just vanish, but he has no answers.
Answer for you.
That part is that we got away with it. Christ, it's a sin.
They pulled off the perfect crime and walked away with nothing. Red says he feels old. The dream slipped through their fingers. Lightfoot offers a bold idea. Hit Montana armored again, the same place, the same way. Nobody would expect a repeat.
Unlock. You don't need the lamb anymore. We do it exactly the same.
You might just have something there.
The blind leading the free.
Jesus, you can lead them.
Red calls it a crackpot idea from a kid who eats pistachio ice cream. But the logic sticks. They do not need Lamb anymore. They need money to fund the operation. They decide to get jobs and build their savings first. The crew settles into working life, humble, unglamorous, but a means to an end. Lightfoot fills out workplace paperwork and gets distracted by a woman nearby who catches his eye. On his delivery route, Lightfoot banters with a young ice cream seller. The daily routine is already grinding. Guard dogs patrol the factory floor at night. Workers resent being rushed out. One man claims the dogs once took down a worker on the wrong shift. Red reminds Lightfoot he goes back with Thunderbolt before Korea. A co-worker asks why Red tried to harm Thunderbolt. Cold answer, because they were friends. A delivery arrives at the dock. The crew plays it cool. The heist pieces are quietly falling into place. Red tells Lightfoot that Thunderbolt earned a silver star in Korea and saved Red's life once. A rare warm moment between old partners. But planning hits a wall. Their tech expert is gone, and the new alarm buzzes straight into the manager's bedroom and the telegraph office. Therefore, Thunderbolt works out a tight 5-minute window inside the vault before police could arrive. Every second counts.
At exactly 10:30, alley behind the Liberty Lounge. The window's already been fixed, so you can just climb. And you stay there till 11:30. And you don't fool around the bar.
Thunderbolt and Red handle the vault. Goody drives. Lightfoot sneaks into the telegraph office to block any alarm from being reported. But Lightfoot doubts he can do it. Thunderbolt pushes him, tie up the operator and keep the place neat, just like he found it. If Lightfoot is not ready when Goody comes back around, Goody leaves without him. The stakes are real. If they pull it off, they catch the midnight movie at the drive-in. In the morning, they split the money and go their separate ways. Thunderbolt hands Lightfoot a watch and tells him to shave, a small fatherly gesture before the storm.
Well, Charlie, license plate 74, is he here? I'm not gonna say it again, lady. I'm warning you now.
They wait at the drive-in, passing the time until the plan begins. The heist begins. Thunderbolt and Red wake the manager and his family. They need the vault combination, and they need it fast. The frightened manager stumbles through the numbers. Red drills the combination into memory, faster and backwards. 11:15. The clock starts. Everyone moves into position, but something goes wrong inside. The job turns messy under pressure. Red's anger at Lightfoot boils over. He promises to deal with the kid later. Thunderbolt steps in. Red will have to come through him first. They regroup at a gas station, trying to stay calm while the plan unfolds around them. The money is loaded. They move fast to get out.
I can't see straight. I got weak kidneys.
Keep quiet back there now.
Red admits Lightfoot did a good job. For a moment, it seems they pulled it off, but there was another alarm hookup they never found. The signal went somewhere else entirely. Everything Lightfoot did at the telegraph office was for nothing. The whole job may be blown, and no one knows what comes next. The crew is crammed inside a hiding spot, waiting for their moment. But Red is falling apart. The pressure gets to Red. He tries to climb out early. The tension inside this group is ready to snap. They break out and make their run, but police arrive unexpectedly with a loudspeaker, telling everyone to stay in their cars. Goody is wounded in the chaos. Leary grabs a gun, forces the driver to stop, and turns on his own partners. Leary forces them to the ground. He coldly admits he threw Goody out. Red and Leary take the money and vanish. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot are left behind. Thunderbolt finds Lightfoot dizzy and hurt, but still moving. The police were just responding to a call about the car. They need new clothes and a way forward. A quiet moment reveals the truth. Thunderbolt earned the Silver Star in the war. He is the real hero. It explains the quiet weight he carries everywhere. They push on. Alarms sound behind them as they flee. The escape is messy, but they survive it. Then Lightfoot spots something impossible. The one-room schoolhouse from Thunderbolt's original heist. The place he hid the money. It is still standing. A plaque reads the building was moved here in 1972. The whole schoolhouse was relocated. Whatever Thunderbolt hid inside might still be there. A young couple is visiting. Thunderbolt calmly sends them away, taking their car keys. They offer everything to avoid trouble. Inside, Lightfoot's arm keeps going numb from the beating he took. But together, they open the old hiding spot. There it is, the money from the original heist, still hidden after all these years. They catch a ride with a stranger. Lightfoot pulls out cigars he saved for a celebration. After everything, they won.
I guess we did for the time being.
We made it.
Lightfoot says he does not feel like a criminal. He feels proud, like a hero. Thunderbolt looks at him and notices something wrong. Lightfoot does not look well. His injuries are catching up with him. Thunderbolt calls his name, but the young man is fading. Lightfoot goes quiet. The damage was too much. He slips away, sitting right there in the car beside Thunderbolt. A song plays as Thunderbolt drives on alone. He got the money back. He made a friend, and now he has lost him. The road stretches ahead, and there is no one left to share the story with. Was Lightfoot right to feel like a hero, or was he just a kid chasing the wrong road? Would you have risked hitting the same bank twice? Share your take below.